Welcome ladies and gentlemen, this is Zero from TechDragon.info, and today we are going to take a look at the new Russian tanks. I'm currently in the tier 5 Russian medium, the new line, and basically this seems to be a big LTP. Now, I'm just gonna sit up here for a sec because I have no idea what this tank is actually capable of. It seems to be relatively speedy, which is good. Gun depression, extremely poor to say the least. I mean, look at this. This is full depression. That's what, 1-2 degrees? That's just horrifically bad. I don't think this is gonna be a good tank at all. I think this is gonna be the exact same problem as with the Chinese version. The fact that you have absolutely no depression completely kills the tank. I mean, it's gonna be extremely hard to do well on it. Sure, you can have good games, but most of the time when you don't have depression, it makes the whole tank just so much harder to handle. Go down here. So I can do a bit of defending on this side. What do we have? Oh look, it's the same tank I'm in. Excuse me, I made a boo-boo. Isn't that a tier 5? This is a tier 6, obviously. Just realized. Well, that was a massive miss. And of course I can't see him anymore. Now I'm getting shot at. Okay, so I actually bounced one shot on my frontal hull there. Both behind the hill. Can't see him. I can shoot him. Nope, he's behind the hill. KV1's behind the hill. VK, the new VK Heavy, is behind the hill. Oh. Some shot there, and it completely missed. Accuracy seems to be pretty damn poor. Oh, look, we hit something. It's a miracle. So, yeah. Doesn't seem to be all that great. Do keep in mind I have no equipment on here, and this is the stock 50% crew. Oh, somebody killed him. So, yeah, don't expect to do well in this tank. So, I just want to give a good overview of the capabilities of this tank when it's pretty much stock. Now, just so you can get an actual feel for the tank and not just what it is once you finally get everything upgraded on it. 89 damage? What the hell? Well, that was fun. Okay, V2 destroyed me. And there goes our artillery jetting off. So, yes, I'm already dead. Stop shooting me. Christ. Okay, our artillery is just going full retard and going across the field. Alrighty then. And dying. So, this tank, it seems to be a piece of shit, to be honest. Let's go to the garage and take a look over there. Really don't need to see the end of this. It's just so you could get a view of the tank. Okay, well, it's still in battle, so I can't show you everything, but 730 hit points. I just pull up its close competitor here alongside. So it has more hit points than the T-3485. Now, because a KV2 was shooting at me, that meant absolutely nothing, but normally it's quite a reasonable bump up in hit points. Actually, this one doesn't have the turret. So there's probably not too much between them once you get the turret on this one. Load limit is actually lighter than the T3485. The horsepower is upgraded, but then again, there we go, it's the same engine, 600 horsepower. Speed limit is practically the same. Traverse speed is actually quite a bit better on the A43, so it seems to be a slightly more nimble tank. Armor wise, it's better armored from 45 to 60, the rest is the same. Same goes for the, or not actually the same goes for the turret armor. Turret armor in the T3485 is actually better. Wait a second, is that with the upgraded turret? There is no upgrade. Oh, there is an upgraded turret. Yeah, that is. Okay. So yeah, the turret armor is worse. Now, this is where things become different. Okay, let's just grab the... Well, let's just take a look at the rest real quick. Turret traverse, almost identical, has slightly faster than the A43. Fuel range, same. This one still needs upgraded turrets. Actually, it's 10 points difference, but I'm sure once you put the upgraded turret on it, yeah. But what I wanted to look at is that one compared to... Come on. Let me find out about that one. We're not going to take a look at the 122mm because that's just a derp and yeah, it's pointless. So, rate of fire is almost double on the A43. However, there's a couple of substantial differences between the two. You have 144 penetration on this one, on the T3485, and only 125 penetration on this one. That's actually quite low for a tier 6. Damage on the 3485 is 180 versus 115, but granted this one has a high rate of fire, but accuracy 0.37 is already not brilliant, but 0.41 is pretty bad for a medium. That means you have to be brawling with that thing, with that kind of accuracy. Well, you've seen what the accuracy was like. And one thing I'd like to add is it seems that the shell travel time on the 67mm is very long and has a high arc of fire. I was kind of surprised by that. Aim time is pretty decent compared to the 85, but yeah, overall I would say this is the worst gun. You have to hit people twice as often to do about the same damage, and it doesn't seem like a good tank at all. Let's go back to it real quick. It just seems like a pretty, how do I put it, slightly beefed up in the armor department on the hull armor, but not enough to make any difference, and the gun is worse off, and the turret is worse. So it really feels like just a poor rip-off from the, where is it here, T3485. So I'm not quite sure about that thing. Yeah, I don't know. It seems to be pretty shitty. Especially when you compare it to this tank, of course. Now, the A44 is one of those weird ones. It is a rear turret mounted tank. Let's see if there's anything interesting in vehicle. Manufactured 3 different versions, different armor ornaments, and combat weight and speed. Prototype was scheduled. Okay. So, it's the same tank as we just had. You look at the hull here. It's kind of hard to see, but it's pretty much the same hull. No, that is actually slightly different. Slightly different. Never mind. But, again, turret armor, 90 all round. It's not bad, but given that my previous gun had 125 pen, 90 is not going to hold up. So look at the rest of the stats. 1000 hit points is not bad with the stock turret. That's pretty okay. Horsepower, I'm pretty sure 600, so once you get it upgraded, yep. The traverse speed goes up to 44, so it's actually reasonably maneuverable. Has a pretty high top speed. And what I'm thinking, I haven't played this thing yet, hell I haven't even bought it yet. I'm thinking this is sort of like a ELC, because the rear mounted turret, you're gonna have to do different tactics with it. It's not the same as an ELC. I'm not saying it's a scout or anything, but it is fast, so it will have to get into those key positions where you can actually do something. And because it's a rear mounted gun, again, you're gonna have no depression whatsoever. So that's gonna be a major problem on this tank. The hull armor is pretty good, over 150. That's really nothing you can complain about. So, but the angle on the plate is pretty steep down, so you know, effectively that might be 170. Okay, well, I just finished the mission. Let's take a look real quick at the after-battle results. Finished the mission and I got 2 new tanks. Ooh, I got the 121 and a T-34-3. Ooh, I'm gonna have to do separate videos on those. So, let's quickly get away from those. We've seen too much already. More to come soon. Probably one of them will be tomorrow. Anyways, let's get back. So this thing is gonna have to be very different tactics than any other medium tank. You're gonna have to be more TD-like, and the same goes for the Object 416. You're gonna have to find those special spots where you can hide. One thing to note about the A44 is it gets a very impressive gun. It gets the same gun as the KV3, the KV2, KV4, the T150, and the A44, which is of course this thing. But 167mm of pen, 300 damage at tier 7. That's a pretty damn good gun for a medium. Accuracy though is nowhere. You could, if you wanted to, stick with this gun, I guess, but that really isn't an option. So there really is only one gun for this tank, and it's this one. But I don't know. That accuracy plus the design of this tank, I'm not quite sure how to play it. It's gonna have to be a sort of up close and personal flanker, like really get behind people and shoot them in the ass and then GTFO again. Not sure. The same goes for this one, obviously. This one has a pretty damn good turret, though. 110mm, but look at how rounded that dang thing is. I'm pretty sure you're gonna bounce a lot on that thing. Let's take a look. Ooh, that thing is a light. 24. What's the... oh, it doesn't get engine upgrades. Only 400 horsepower. Check out that gun. On a tier... what are we? 8th vehicle now? Yeah. 201 pen, 320 damage. Holy crap. 0.37 accuracy and 2.3 seconds aiming time. On a Russian, that's pretty good aiming time. That's a pretty damn good gun. Let's see, it's only for this tank actually. There's no other tank that has this gun, but damn. Hull armor is surprisingly crap compared to the previous tank. It's a bit odd. The turret gets 110 once upgraded. 110, 75, 75. So it gets basically the side and the rear gets upgraded of the turret. Gets a tier 10 radio, 760 meter range. That's pretty damn good. And its traverse speed is 52. This is gonna be a very, very nimble tank. Now we get to the T-54, which is the standard T-54 that was already in the game. The only new thing is that you now have 2 choices at tier 10. And the reason why they didn't add a tier 9 tank is because the Object 140 was supposed to be a tier 9 tank. It actually got bumped up to tier 10 because it would be too OP at tier 9, basically is what they said. So, it's not a complete fair comparison because I have the Object 140 upgraded and the T62A isn't. So, the T62 has more hit points. They're both basically the same weight. They have the same engine. Not sure. Yeah. Actually, it is upgraded. Excuse me. Duh. It's a tier 10. It doesn't get a whole lot of upgrades. No, this one as well. Okay, never mind. My argument is completely invalid. I was under the impression I had put upgrades on the 140. Did. Okay, never mind. Let's start this over again. The hit points are pretty much the same. The weight is almost identical. Engine power identical. Speed limit is 5 more on the new tank, on the Object 140. Traverse speed is slightly better on the T62A. The hull armor is 102 versus 100. Pretty much the same. 75 and 45 versus 80, 55. So slightly better on this tank, the side and rear. When we get to the turret, it's the same frontal armor. The rear armor is the same, but the side armor on the Object 140 is better. But they're both pretty rounded, so your chances of bouncing are still pretty identical, I would say. Standard shell damage, exactly the same. Standard penetration, exactly the same. Rate of fire, exactly the same. Turret traverse is faster on the T62A. View range is exactly the same. Signal range is better on a T62A. Now, why the hell would they implement this tank? I mean, seriously, what the frack? So let's take a look at the guns. Oh wait, it's the same one. So, what is the point of this? I mean, seriously, it's practically the same tank. It doesn't matter which one you pick. I mean, they cost... Actually, the new one is slightly more expensive to research. It costs 6,000 more experience. I seriously don't see the point of the Object 140. I mean, it's a nice tank, but the stats are not different enough from the T62A to really make a difference. So, why? Why the hell did they implement it? It would have probably been better off as a Tier 8 premium. I don't see what it is. Oh, you know, the stats are good enough for Tier 10. That's not the problem, but it's just identical. So that's pretty worthless. So that pretty much covers it for the Russian new line. Take a brief look here at the tank. It does look pretty sleek, I have to say. One thing though, check something. I think the frontal armor might be slightly better because it might be slightly more sloped than the T62A, so you might be able to bounce a little bit more shots on this one. But it's practically the same bloody tank, so if you already have the T62A, there's no point in getting this one unless you really want to have all the tanks. But other than that, it's yeah. If you know the difference, let me know. But stat-wise, what I can see, they are almost identical. So yay, we have another tier 10, which is exactly the same as a previous tier 10. So I think that was about it. I will do a separate video with some gameplay on some of these rear-mounted turreted ones. But I want to get some game time in them first to figure out how the hell to play the thing. So that will be in a couple of days. And I just got 2 new toys today that I need to play with. I'll just quickly scroll to those 2. But you didn't see that. So I'll show those in a later video. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more, please subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.